It's
Yeah.
been a great time for the quartet. So even through the
Good.
pandemic, we managed to kind of keep ideas going. We had some incredible experiences of working on a quartet, a Haydn quartet, only on Zoom with the score, no instruments. And then
Okay.
going into rehearsal in September for a concert and realizing we felt like we already knew the piece. And that
Right.
was amazing because,
Yeah.
coaches have always said, oh, you should really analyze this together. And we go, yeah, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But somehow,
We'll do that one day. Yeah.
yeah, when you're holding your instruments, you can't not play. But then we didn't have an option because you can't really play at the same time. So we just had to analyze it together. And it was amazing.
Well, I've been talking to uh, like friends, especially the St. Lawrence Quartet, and they did a couple of things where they actually, adding the voices. I forgot. They said they were very skeptical, of course, at first about actually what would they learn by that, but they couldn't believe at the end of the day that like just adding one voice to another voice, how much um, better they knew now everybody else's voice, every other line,
Mm.
because whoever whoever knows what's going on in the viola part. You just hope they don't get in the way or cause too much damage, right? But actually playing with the viola was really, really. They said, "Oh my goodness!" So it brought a whole new perspective to it. It's not. It'll never replace it, but I think a little bit like everything that's going on right now. Um, People have realized that there's actually some advantages that are liable to stay with us.
Yeah. And I remember working on Opus 18 for Beethoven with you. And then I think I did some Schumann. And I particularly remember my quartet saying, oh, I really want to play Debussy or Ravel. And this was in like the first year. And you very kindly said, I don't think that's a good idea just yet.
Yes, maybe we should start with a little Haydn.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's really important. And I think you said it in such a way that we all understood why. It wasn't just, oh, you can't play that yet. There was a real reason behind it. And it was,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, that really stuck with me. And also things that stuck with me were really discovering the beauty of overtones. You probably don't even remember, but I remember really clearly you showing us how if you play fourths and sixths and thirds in a certain way that the chords will just ring. And then
Right.
once I heard that, I could not hear it. It was
Oh, I
almost like,
know. It's a glimpse of a perfect world that doesn't exist, of course.
yeah,
You can't just learn to how to skim over intonation and hope for the best. You really have to talk. Okay,
absolutely.
so why is it problematic uh, to play a C major chord uh, in a string quartet? And just make people actually realize what the difficulties are between that low C viola and cello string and the E string of the violin, and then you begin to talk why is F major in some ways even more difficult because there's a virtual F string because the C
Mm,
is now your dominant, so you're always playing on the dominant, and then you're hitting into you're going into the lower, the flat keys become even more difficult until you get enough until you get E flats. Once you're in B flat, then you're fine because there's no more E string. You're in E flat. Say. So it's actually I think F major can be more difficult sometimes than C major. Sort of being able to share that sense of delight and discovery. And I just love this sense. I mean, to this day, I live for these moments when you're playing with somebody and you're, three or four people in a quartet and you come up and then all of a sudden, somehow magically, everybody senses the same sense of color, direction, or maybe nuance, or taking a little bit of time, and everybody will go with it. It was not planned.
mm,
It happens in performance, and it's those moments I live for.